Hey, what's up everyone? Matthew here, and I got AceTechHD with me, and we decided to put together a little special video for you guys. We're going to be talking about Amiibos, Disney Infinity, and Skylanders in a sort of a way. And we don't have any Skylanders with us, neither of us actually play that game, but we do have our own collections of Amiibos and Disney Infinity. I own the Disney Infinity, he owns the Amiibos. So, let's get right into talking about this. Now, let's start off with kind of the origin. Like, when did these kind of start out, the Amiibos at least?
During E3 2014, Nintendo announced that they were going to be making Amiibo figures for this Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS video games. And, when they were first announced, people were kind of, skeptical on them, wondering if they were going to be, kind of like, Skylanders or not Skylanders, but Disney Infinities, where, you tap, the character onto a portal, or in this case, the Wii U gamepad, and unlock the character in the game. But Nintendo reassured us that, when you use an Amiibo, it actually is unlocking a CPU that is actually smart enough to learn from the player who teaches it, and it will, perform moves based on pretty much what that player teaches the Amiibo. Amiibos pretty much came out that holiday season of 2014. Along with Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Right. So now, are you kind of saying that these figures actually kind of adapt the CPU in in Smash Brothers?
Yes. They'll take. It's a very complicated actually method that I'm not exactly sure how it works, but pretty much a CPU will pretty much copy exactly what the player character, in this case me, you or me, would be doing, and they just copy you. Until they reach level 50, and then they just go haywire and just become incredibly good.
All right, that's actually is something that I think is actually pretty innovative. Actually having a CPU that you can fight in the game that really is based off of who you are. So instead of like fighting like some regular bots that are just set to standard cliche hard mode or anything like that, you're playing against something that actually has.
Playing against a level 9 CPU and playing against a level 50 Amiibo actually is completely different. And we will actually play, we're going to be playing some Smash soon, so you guys will actually see firsthand what that's like.
Right, and, now, Disney Infinity and Skylanders is a lot different. Now, obviously, they all take the same method. You put them on, I guess, a sort of a portal sort of device in a sort of way. Wii U gamepad and Skylanders and Disney Infinity have a portal that is connected to whatever hardware you're using, whether it's Wii U, an Xbox One, 360, PS3, PS4, etc., etc. But these essentially what they are in a kind of a way is just physical versions of some DLC packs in a sort of a way. Now, obviously, you're getting something that's physical, but you're also paying like a pretty high price for them in a sort of a way. Like, for a figure, if you buy them new, they're somewhere around like $12, but you're getting like kind of actually a high quality figure from Amiibos and Skylanders and Disney Infinity. If I had
the way I see it, with at least with Amiibos, the way I see it is you're paying $12.99 and you're getting the character. You're getting a highly, not highly detailed figure, but a moderately highly detailed figure, and anything extra is kind of good. Anything extra is kind of like bonus. So you're getting the Smash Brothers, content, and maybe tomorrow Nintendo will announce a new game, and all of a sudden you got some more content. So I think Amiibos are fairly different than
right.
The Disney Infinity.
Right, and I really have to say that Amiibos are really taking the market right now because these, from what I understand, these figures are actually usable between all the different games that support Amiibos on the Wii U. Right. But with Disney Infinity, these figures are only compatible with the games that they're built for and any of the sequels. So if you actually look on the bottom of these figures, this actually says 2.0. What that basically means is this character is only compatible with 2.0 and up. You can't actually use Iron Man or Thor on Disney Infinity 1.0. But you can definitely use them on 2.0 or 3.0, and you can't actually use them on any other game but Disney Infinity. With Amiibos, like Eugene said, like I have said, you have a wide variety of different games that you can use them with.
Yeah, Smash Bros, Mario Kart 8 uses some of the Amiibos. Now, not all of the games will be compatible with all of the Amiibos ever, made currently. So Smash Brothers isn't going to be compatible with any of the Splatoon Amiibos because those characters aren't actually playable in Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Also will be compatible with any of the Animal Crossing amiibos that actually came out recently, along with Falco on the 20th, the 21st, whatever,
Right, and with the amiibo characters, in a sort of way, they're not really all too much connected with their actual games because they have such a wide variety of different ways that you can use them. But with Disney Infinity, you only have one select game, or maybe a sequel or a different version that you can select with. Or with Skylanders, it's a similar thing with Disney Infinity. So now I know Eugene actually has more characters, more amiibos than what he actually brought today. These are all the Disney Infinity figures that I actually own because I played the game 2.0. I actually own it still, and I wasn't too highly impressed with it, mostly because it's a game that's really targeted towards a younger sort of audience. Everything, every little exposition, all the dialogue, all the plot of the story, even the game mechanics are really meant for someone who's a lot younger. Now, these figures are very highly detailed and they are really cool to look at, but these aren't something I'd necessarily shelf because they're not something that's actually directed towards me. Whereas with Amiibos, it's completely different because these are, all these Amiibos are based off of characters that have been around for a very, very long time. And you get limited edition versions of some characters, like with the Mario 30th anniversary. I mean, that's something that anybody who played Mario back in the 80s would definitely want if they were a huge fan of him.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the audience is, or rather, your market is drastically different in a sort of a way, but you're still targeting those people that like to collect figures as well. But with the Disney Infinity, it's definitely something that's meant to target the younger kids, because I guess that's what Disney's really all about, is really more about kids. Now, you say about what movies have been coming out over the past few years, but, the heart of what Disney is really childhood and all that sorts of stuff. But Amiibos, I mean, you got a select of different things going on here. I mean, you got Zelda right here, or sorry, Link. I keep saying Zelda. Sorry, I'm not into that. So you got Link right here, and he's really highly detailed. So this is something that I could imagine anybody who's into collecting models of characters definitely going out and getting and displaying on a shelf. And because of their compact size, you can put so many of these on, let's say, like a 10 by 36 shelf. And I actually own a 10 by 36 shelf, and if later on we wanted to put these on that shelf just to see how many you could fit on that, and that, I mean, you have essentially enough room to get all the characters probably that have come out for Amiibo so far, and just put them on one shelf and be looking forward to more coming out later on. So there's a lot of collectability aspects with Amiibos, Disney Infinity, and Skylanders. But you got a wider range of what you're able to do with them actually in the game. So if you're somebody who's actually into the physical model, the physical aesthetic of these, then it's probably something you're going to be pleased all across the board with all of them. But if you're actually looking into the capabilities, the actual mechanics, and how you can use them in your games, you're probably going to be way more pleased with what you're able to do with the Amiibos. And I was asking Eugene earlier about whether he thinks that these Amiibos are going to be compatible with the new Nintendo NX, which is coming out soon. And Eugene, you were explaining a little bit about what you think about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Amiibos have in the U.S. alone, the Amiibos have sold over 15 million units. So it would be almost crazy or stupid for Nintendo not to add compatibility, for the NX console.
Right, and so that's basically all we kind of wanted to talk about. Now, they've all, both of these figures have, Disney Infinity, Skylanders, and Amiibos have always had a kind of a problem with scalpers because, as soon as, you see them go off the shelf, you're basically, the only way that you can get them is either through maybe Craigslist at, the very lowest point, or probably eBay or Amazon. So that's basically all you got for that. Now, some of these characters with Amiibos, they're very hard to kind of find some of them because Nintendo decided to make some, in smaller quantities.
Yeah, like Little Mac, I haven't been able to see him. I've never actually seen his Amiibo in person. Same thing with Lucina. So some of the Amiibos are very difficult to find, and that is an issue. If I wanted to go online right now and purchase a Little Mac, I'd probably be spending upwards of $45. and the regular price is $12.99. That's ridiculous.
Right. So if this is something you definitely want to get into, if you're really into the collectability aspect, this is probably something for you. But just know that it is kind of an expensive thing to get into.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people really see this as kind of an upside because you're getting physical content in a sort of a way for your games. So that's basically all we wanted to talk about. Now, we are going to be doing some gameplay on some Wii U games later on that's going to be uploaded soon. If you want to check those out, if you want to check out AceTechHD channel, right now I'm doing some Star Wars playthroughs of all the more popular games coming out over the past few years. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of Amiibo, Disney Infinity, and Skylanders. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.
Peace.